That's right. We're doing the first one.
Yep. Another House of Jack Off.
Honestly, guys, we've had to redo this podcast several times due to technical difficulties. Thank you so much for having the patience. It's been a whole week since we've advertised to you guys, or no, a whole 2 weeks since we advertised to you guys and say we're going to re-release the podcast. We're finally now doing it now. We absolutely found out what the problem was, and now it's going to be live. I'm so glad you guys are watching this. Thank you for your support, your ongoing support, and being patient with us. So today, I got Infidel right here. My name's Death. We're going to be talking about the events that we're going to be going over this year for now a third time. No, but that's the joke, right? For all you guys that don't understand this, it's been a real pain trying to get these podcasts back up for our team. But we made some new revisions to our team, and we are happy to finally be back with you guys.
Yep.
So let's talk about these events. So what's coming up next for us?
Okay, so first of all, I think that we are going to stick with going to our team's main event that we normally do every single year. With Mirror Tactical, we are going to be doing Southern Watch. And if you guys haven't been to this AO yet, it is an absolute blast. It's a big prison down in Immokalee, Florida, down in the Everglades, and we always hold it in December. It's one of my favorite AOs to go to. There's so many different angles and different gameplay styles that you can do to overtake the entire field or just parts of it. Holding down specific buildings, such a pain.
The AO itself is a prison. So it's a prison in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of laid out more like a circle of buildings, which is really cool. And then there's these, it used to be 3? No, it's 2 buildings that are in the middle, but they're like bathrooms at some point in time.
One of them's like a canteen or something like that that was used for commissary and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's an awesome AO. I've been going to it since Overwatch 2. It's actually, there's a patch up behind on the wall right now.
Overwatch 5 for me.
We've been going there forever. And Mirror throws an amazing event there. They have some new changes this year too, and you guys better be keeping an eye out. It's going to be December 14th and December 15th. So if you haven't gotten a ticket, grab your tickets now, guys. There is still tickets left in both tan and green factions, so definitely worth getting a ticket now. Some of the new changes this year, there's going to be some ongoing NPCs. I'm not going to go too much into it, but NPCs are awesome.
Yes.
I love when there's a little bit of role play in with MILSIM.
Especially going in and breaching buildings, you're going to have to be a lot more careful now because you're going to have to look for innocents inside this building.
You don't know where you're going to run into. And maybe they aren't innocent. We don't know.
It'll probably be a war crime if you kill them, so there'll be people watching. You got a lot of refs and a lot of eyes that are going to be watching you, so...
Or maybe it won't be a war crime if you kill them.
Maybe not.
We don't know. We can only tell you so much. You don't know what you're going to run into.
The innocent casualties would be a crazy twist onto a MILSIM. I haven't seen that yet.
And NPCs are a blast. For the people that are watching that have not played against NPCs, NPCs are going to be players and characters inside the main event that you're going to interact with. They may give you something special. They may give you a piece of equipment. They may give you grenades. They may give you ammo. They may give you information. They're going to be people that you interact with that are going to change the tide of how you are playing.
Right.
It definitely makes it more of a realistic gameplay scenario. And I feel kind of bad because that was very big when I was playing MILSIMs as a kid. MILSIM companies in general have kind of been walking away from that, which is a shame because it really brings a different aspect to everything on the gameplay field.
And if you've actually been to one of our events, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before where we did our own JTF mission.
It was during a nightclub event at the same exact field.
Yep.
And I don't have confirmation of whether or not we're going to be doing it this year.
We did have NPCs in that one, though.
Yeah, we did. We did play as the NPCs in that one. We had people
NPCs
dancing in there. It was actually a really good time. If you haven't seen that video, definitely see our video on our YouTube. You can't miss it. I mean, it literally says JTF. I think it's JTF Silent Night is what we called it.
Yeah, you had the objectives were to breach the building, eliminate the security, and then find a bag full of drugs and money, obviously fake drugs.
Fake drugs.
And fake money also. And then you had to secure an HVT and extract them successfully.
And you had a time limit too. You had to do it within about 5 minutes. It was actually pretty good. A lot of the people that participated in it had a freaking blast.
I did.
We had probably about 50 to 60 people who participated in it. and they had a really good time. And not to mention, we only had a couple failures. I mean, you think 5 minutes is a short period of time, but it's actually a long period of time to do something like that.
Yep.
And I think in a real life scenario, I mean, you have a special force team that can go in and out of there like that.
Right.
But 5 minutes on something like this for people that weren't experienced and kind of gave them a different type of feel for gameplay and MILSIM, I mean, everybody had a blast.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, I had a blast. I feel like our team had a blast throwing it too. One of our teammates is a DJ, so he was just rocking out the entire time. He had his playlist on. We had laser light showing there. It was fog machine.
It was fun,
especially to be able to crank out your lasers and flashlights in a very low light situation. It was different.
We've also had like a lot of other really good times at that AO. It's in particular one of our videos that we have up of Death and Zuki in a helo. I mean, me and Khaleesi were on the other side of the helo, but we didn't really get much. We didn't get to see much action on that side of the helo. But Zuki actually used an M320 and shot a technical from the helo, and that is one of our gameplay footage videos. That is one of our best ones, in my opinion.
And he was using that similar round. Well, that round. It was a chalk round.
Right.
The tag and chalk rounds are great. A lot of people here in the South, because we do have a lot of vehicle gameplay here in the South, being in Florida. The chalk rounds are great for disabling vehicles, and it's a cheaper way instead of using something like an Archangel or a Reaper round. Right. You know, the Archangels and the Reapers, for the people that are familiar with tag-ins, are a bit more expensive on the market, where using a chalk round is it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. And to be honest, it's fun shooting vehicles with grenade launchers. It's not something a lot of people get to do.
And you actually get to see the actual hit, because it's mainly either like pink or blue or something like that, and it's just like a powdered hit, so it's actually a lot more fun. Satisfying, actually.
Oh, so satisfying. If you guys don't run tag-ins, you gotta experience it. You gotta experience it.
Because now we can use them again.
Yes, now that we can legally use them again. And I do mean that for the explosive rounds. The explosive rounds are a lot of fun to use. The smoke rounds are a lot of fun to use.
Yep.
I'm glad that they didn't ban the chalk rounds, which thank God, because we're able to use them. But you know, it even brings back the smoke grenades, because Enola Gay ran into that a little bit with the smoke grenades too.
Yeah, they did.
They ran into issues with pea grenades, tagging throwables. Everybody did.
Those yellow canisters that were like actual concussion grenades.
And they ended up changing up their mixture, and they were legally able to continue them in the United States, which thank the Lord, because I was being a little bit jealous from our friends over there in Europe, where they're still able to use the fun Enola Gay and tagging products that we don't even get over here.
Right.
So, but yeah, great event. I love Southern Watch. If you don't have the tickets, again, it's going to be December 14th and 15th. Please check out the tickets. Join us over there, guys. You guys are going to have a blast.
So much fun.
If you're a Green Faction guy, the CO for Green Faction is going to be amazing. I'm not going to release any details, but you'll have a great time. If you're going to be Tan Faction this year, play with us side by side. You're going to have a great time. As for other events coming up, though, would you like to share the next one?
With the next one, I actually I didn't go to the first one of it, but I am excited to run the second one, and I'm talking, of course, about Casevac 2. This is a Stryker Industries event, and so there was a lot of, the last time it was, in March or something, when it was in the springtime, so it was going to be super hot, and it's going to be super humid. And
well, I mean, it was hot. It was like 110 that day. There was 26 heat casualties. The actual AO itself is a tuberculosis hospital in the middle of nowhere.
But that doesn't really have any effect on the gameplay.
Well, yeah. I mean, not that I had any
effect. Not to be scared about that.
For it being a indoor field, primarily when you get into the indoor part of it, it was a blast. It was a beautiful AO.
Right.
It was very overgrown when we went. I'm hoping it's maybe cut down a little bit. If it's not a big deal. At least we're expecting it. But a big change a lot of people were upset about is there was a fence between the spawns and getting into the AO itself. It was really hard to walk into the actual area of operation to play. And the spawns were just so far away, and a lot of people were really getting their morales kind of lowered by that.
Yeah.
They did remove the fences. So, I mean, that's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a whole different gameplay. If you guys are considering going back to it, go back to it. Support these guys. Stryker Industries put on a very good show. Their staff is amazing. I was very happy with how they laid out everything. And overall, I think it's going to be a great event this year.
Well, plus it's also, they're advertising it with cold air included. So because it was so bad last year with heat casualties, they decided to run it, and it's in Florida, so of course the best time to run it is in January. So this one is going to be January 17th through the 19th. So please remember to keep those dates open and those tickets available.
And they are available now, so
yes.
if you want to grab them, grab them.
They are going to go fast too, because a lot of people are going to realize how awesome that AO is, so get it quick.
Yeah.
As for the last event that we have so far on our schedule for this first part of our upcoming season, we have an AMS event that is on our schedule. We decided to go to Atlantic Front 2, and this one is in North Carolina in Fayetteville.
That'll be on March 15th to March 16th.
Right. So one of our players, Zuki, one of our squad leaders, it's one of his local fields that he came from North Carolina before he came to Florida, and that was one of his spots. We played it last year. It was a little bit rainy. About halfway through, it stopped pretty much, but it was still pretty cold that time of year. But it was totally worth it. The field itself has a lot of different structures in it. It has the castle ruins.
Yeah, it's primarily a walk-on field.
Right.
For the players out there that go to walk-on fields. I believe all of us do at some point in time. But it is a larger walk-on field with multiple areas on it. It's split with a creek in the middle. There's bridges that go back and forth to the different areas.
Right.
But there is like a castle. There's like a small city area. There's a small like vehicle area, and it really opens up for different terrain of what part you're going to be at. And it's not that it's I wouldn't call it overgrown, but there's a lot of structure there. There's also multiple stories, a lot of dunes
in there too.
It's very open to different aspects of how you can play, because you can play that field very many different ways, especially depending on how you lay out the spawns. I was very happy with it. Besides the rain, unfortunately, we didn't get any footage that we really could release there because of the rain.
Yeah, because of the rain.
You can't do anything once that's covered. Once that's covered by rain, you're kind of screwed. But
yeah, that was one of our that event for me was awesome. I loved it, every single little bit of it. Even though, despite the rain, I mean, it didn't really matter for me anyways. I have a Polar Star Kite Theory in there, and it's a pretty much, or not really bulletproof, but waterproof for sure.
And big shout out to XFog. We love your guys' products. You're one of our oldest sponsors, or you are our oldest sponsor, Aaron. We love you. And the big part of this is, with the humidity we had at that event, we just couldn't even cut through it. It was so absolute dense, and I mean the rain it didn't rain soft. It rained heavy. It did. It rained real heavy. It rained the day before. It was super humid, but then when it stopped raining, we were fine, and the event was absolutely fine. And it was just that couple hours during that day that it rained, and it definitely helped. I mean, the X-Fogs helped to the aspect that we can continue to play.
100%.
If you don't have an X-Fog, definitely look into an X-Fog system.
Yeah, he has a lot of new products in there too. A lot of revamped X-Fog units and all that kind of stuff too. So definitely worth checking out. It's one of the most important parts on any of our gear.
And we'll have links to all of our sponsors below to check out these products as well. As for the AMS event, out of my personal opinion, I can't wait to go back to it. It really kind of hits that nostalgia effect, because it is a walk-on field. It's not like we're going to a tuberculosis hospital or a prison or
Still
a mall,
really nice,
but it's a very, very, very nice walk-on field, and they are very spoiled over there in Fayetteville to be lucky enough to have a walk-on field such as that.
Right.
But as for this year, that's really only the events that we have planned so far. We do have some stuff going more into the future. Mir's going to be holding some more stuff over in the Northeast that we plan on going to as well. We'd like to visit the prison this year over in Pennsylvania as well.
Yes, that would be an awesome op to go to.
I don't know what teammates will be attending that one, but I'm hoping we go with a smaller group. I like having a smaller group when it comes to full indoor fields. It makes it a little bit more comfortable. We get a little bit more personal time when it comes to doing the actual tactics that we have and that we need to use. in something as small as that. And another thing I want to jump in a little bit about with the Mirror event, there will be vehicles this year at the Mirror event.
I was gonna ask about that before, because I wasn't sure if we were going to release that or not yet.
So this year, I know I'll be using my truck. We've already spoke to the Mirror officials for that, so we will have our technical, which will be an absolute blast. We'll have another team's gonna have their technical as well. Currently, we're doing some work to ours to make sure that it's ready for it, and I mean, it's going to be a blast. I mean, we have the minigun behind us. We actually have 2 miniguns. We have 2 of these micro miniguns, and then we have an HPA 249 that's built specifically for the truck as well. And then we're running that off of a full-size air tank, not like an HPA tank, like a full-size air tank with a splitter. So it'll be a lot of fun. Our team has done a lot of technical stuff in the past, but we've never really been able to do anything with our own personal technical. So we're very excited for that. This will be the first game for that. So keep an eye out for that footage. It's going to be really, really good, guys. Well, guys, that's it. I appreciate you guys finally giving us the time of day to watch our first podcast re-release after we've tried this multiple times of releasing this. And I'm so happy that you guys have been patient with us, because now that we've finally been able to release this first podcast. We will be doing podcasts every 2 weeks. We're going to try doing at least 2 a month for you guys, so keep an eye on your...
Just keep an eye out and watch for the videos as they release on our YouTube channel, which is our link is down below. And yeah, so if you guys have anything also that you want to discuss with us, please comment, and we will get to those and we will have a discussion.
And feel free to hit up that like and notification bell for all the upcoming videos and content that will be coming out. And hey, we'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate it. Have a good night, guys. Peace.